Oh, hey guys, what's up?
Hey guys, well, I've never seen a house entrance this way, but this house like has a he like walks in all like, "Oh, come on, guys." And then he sees it in the window. He's like, wait here." It just kind of was like, let's not."
Daddy!
What?
There's somebody in the window. Keep window.
No, there's not.
We heard a ticking clock.
Don't go nowhere.
Yeah, we're going inside. Okay, we're going in.
Is it me? It's not me.
It's motion sensor. There's no one over there. Okay, do it one more time.
Do it one more time, please. So, you're a girl? You're a girl. Are you? She's a girl.
And just for show, let's see if it comes on right here. I'm right here. Nothing. Are you 5? Are you 6? 7?
8.
9? You're 9? You're 9 years old?
Your name starts with a B? Is it Brianna?
Brittany. Is your name Brittany?
Is it Bianca?
That's a weird name.
I don't know what's what
Came to mind?
Yeah.
Bianca?
We only have a Bianca friend.
Something that claims to be the spirit of a 9-year-old girl named Bianca began using the faucet to communicate with her daughter.
That was creepy.
What do you mean creepy?
How did Diva guess it? Yeah, it is creepy.
You're gonna be with me?
Suddenly, the faucet stops as a shadow is seen moving towards her daughter.
I know there's someone here, baby. It's just a little chilly in here. My nose is freezing. What noise, baby? Does it? Can you do a screen recording?
Immediately after this, the father begins to hear static from the video call as they feel the room getting cold.
Okay, Dad, I'm gonna go off camera.
And this family here says that they started to record because they knew that there were witches in the neighborhood and they had heard scratching and noises in the window. Well, then when they started to record, they saw the face, and then they're freaking out because I guess there were a lot of stories going around their neighborhood, wherever they may be from, I'm not even sure. But they said that there was witches stealing children in the neighborhood. Excuse you, me. In all seriousness, just be careful.
Kita lagi kumpul. Astagfirullah, ya Allah. Apa ini, ya Allah ini? Astagfirullah, ya Allah. Tidur mangkaknya semua tidur. Kita lagi kumpul. Astagfirullah, ya Allah. Apa ini, ya Allah ini? Astagfirullah, ya Allah. Tidur mangkaknya semua tidur. Kita lagi kumpul. Astagfirullah, ya Allah. Apa ini, ya Allah ini? Astagfirullah, ya Allah. Tidur mangkaknya semua tidur. Kita lagi kumpul. Astagfirullah, ya Allah. Apa ini? Kita lagi kumpul. Astagfirullah, ya Allah, apa itu, ya Allah. Astagfirullah, ya Allah, tidur makanya semua tidur.
And I like to do at least one of these storytime videos in a video, if not more. It just sets the mood for the story times and stuff, and it gets you to actually like kind of use your imagination and visualize what you would be experiencing in this kind of a situation. You know what I'm saying? Rather than seeing a visual, I like to like think about things and kind of, you know, you can give yourself a good fright just by using your imagination. Let me tell you. You can do a lot of things using your imagination, but don't be such a pig. We're in a spooky video and there might be kids here. Behave yourself.
It's taken me so long to tell this full story because it's genuinely one of the scariest things that's ever happened to me. So when me and my husband bought our first house, things started to get weird very quickly, but it took about 2 years before it all came to a head. The first thing that I noticed is every morning when I woke up, even though I had tucked all the chairs into the kitchen table, one chair was always in the same chair, was always taken out from the table and facing down the hallway, which was where all the bedrooms were. That happened for a while, and it took me a minute to pick up on the fact that it wasn't my husband doing it and my husband picking up on the fact that it wasn't me. Then I started to walk down the hallway like at night, and I would see the chair facing me, and nobody's sitting in it, but in the reflection of the like window right beside the table, there was always an old man sitting in the chair. I didn't think anything of it because he didn't seem to creep me out, like timelines passing, whatever. Then one night I'm having a dream, a sleep paralysis dream, so I'm like awake, but not really. And I see a shadow, a very tall, like 8 foot, very skinny shadow, standing and leaning over my husband like this. He's sleeping. The next morning when my husband wakes up, I told him like, I saw the craziest thing standing over you. I don't mean to scare you, but I saw something. And he was like, stop, because I had a dream that I opened my eyes and there was nothing but like black staring at me. And then I told him what I saw, and like, I mean, you just like that kind of coincidence. A few months go by and then we're sitting in the living room, and this is a house that was built in the 60s. So we had this like big bay window in the living room. And we were on an acre, and basically all of that acre was our front yard. And we hear scratching on the front window, on the outside of the front window. And it wasn't anything like a raccoon, or it could have been anything like that. We were still in a neighborhood. And that just wasn't something we often saw. I mean, the front porch was literally like this big. I wouldn't even call it a porch. So me and him get kind of like uncomfortable and weird. We're like, let's go back to the bedroom. We go back to the bedroom and we lay down, and all of a sudden we hear such a loud bang. We thought that both of our bookshelves, we had like 8 foot tall bookshelves in our living room with we collect old books and like all the old National Geographics. We heard them fall, and both of our cats went running to the back of our house. They came running under our bed. And so we slam the door. We start kind of like game planning, like, what do we do? What do we do? We're thinking somebody's in the house. They just like busted our door down and the bookshelves fell, like something's going on. We get some protection and we go out to like see what's happening. Nothing was out of place. Nothing had fallen. Nothing. And we know we weren't crazy because our cats reacted. Then I had a baby and I brought her home, and babies always stare and do weird stuff. But one of my first viral videos was her staring behind me like this. I had her on my knees and she was looking behind me, and she's laughing and playing with something behind me. And as I pan the camera, you see white movement like right here. The video's on TikTok, so we can find it. I would say about a month after that, I was rocking her in her room at night. I was fully awake. I was not dreaming. I was not sleepy. Like, I'm full mom mode. I'm up. Her bedroom looked all the way down the hallway where that chair is facing me, as it has for the last 2 years that we'd lived there. And as I look up into the hallway, I see facing the corner, like looking into my bedroom, because her room's here and my bedroom's like here. So standing, looking into my bedroom where I'm in her bedroom, is a full-on, hooved, extremely tall, horned. I immediately start praying. I immediately out loud start praying. And of course, this is at 3 a.m. So the next morning, I tell my husband, I saw something crazy, I'm getting out of here. And he said that he looked over on the monitor at about 3 a.m. and he saw something moving around in the bedroom. Mind you, this is when I was rocking her, and the monitor does not face the rocking chair. So I loaded up my baby. We went to a Catholic church, and I got christened. I got a christened cross, a christened blessing. I filled up a whole water bottle and 2 little
business, and it has been for many, many years, only not many people put enough emphasis on it, I don't think, and I really feel that it's a very important issue for us to talk about with our children, us to make our children very much aware of, and for us to keep an eye out for ourselves. So, I mean, any kind of signs, anything like that,
Celebrity crib. She enjoyed her night so much she couldn't wait to get home to share the pictures and her experience with her family and friends. But when she was getting ready to leave, she noticed she was getting very drowsy and tired. And then the unthinkable happened. She blacked out. When she got to the man's house, she took a picture of his house, posted on Facebook. When she got in his house and seen the inside of his house, she posted on Facebook. When she was about to eat, she took a picture of the food and posted on Facebook. When she was on the man's couch and she was tired, she was posting on Facebook. The inside of the man's house was the last thing she posted on Facebook. No one never heard from her again.
something, and he's even getting aggravated at her for accidentally stepping on the back of his shoes. Like, whatever, dude, why are you bringing this woman into the freaking dark in the somebody's property, probably because you're walking past a barn? So you're not only like putting her in harm's way of paranormal, but also being on someone else's property could land her a shot. But yet keep going and then get mad at her when she steps on your shoes. Listen, sir, fuck you. What she does to him after, though, is cherry on top, chef's kiss. You'll love it. He shouldn't have done that to her, though. How rude.
This is the scariest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life, and I wasn't even planning on making a video today, but I feel like I need to get out of my system because I have been welling up with tears and having full body chills from being scared. If you know me in real life, that never happens to me, so I feel like I just need to get out of my system. So this is that story. This happened 4 years ago. I was a freshman in college and I was talking to this boy at the time, and he caught me when I was coming home for the weekend from college, and he asked if he could take me stargazing. I say yes. He picks me up. It's maybe 11, 12 o'clock at night. He drives me to the state park specifically because I had never been before. And specific to note about this state park next to my hometown, it isn't, when I say in the middle of nowhere, I legitimately mean in the middle of nowhere. The closest gas station is like multiple miles away. Nobody lives near there. Yeah, you get the gist. So we get there. He originally parks in front of this watchtower. We're walking up the watchtower. Something to note about me. You're gonna learn about two of my fears today. I am afraid of heights. The tower starts shaking from the small amount of wind, and I immediately am like, hey, I don't like this. We're about halfway up. I don't like this. Let's go down. So he's like, okay, I actually thought you might be scared, so I have an alternate way for us to go look at the stars, but we have to walk through the woods. Usually, and before I get any comments about that, I know, okay? I know. The only reason why I went is because he was like, it's like a minute and a half through the woods. Perfect, a minute and a half, no worries. I shouldn't have listened to him because it was a 10-minute walk, if not more. It is so dark in those effing woods that you cannot even see your hand in front of your face. Walking through the woods, I'm doing fine. My other fear is the dark. Okay, I'm a full-grown woman. I am exponentially scared of the dark. Like, unrealistically scared of the dark. We're walking, we hit a fence, and not just any fence, a barbed wire fence. By this time, my eyes are fully adjusted in the dark, and out in the distance, I can see a barn. Right next to the barn, I see a big silo, and if you don't know what a silo is, it's just this big metal structure that holds corn where I'm from. A lot of farmers have them, and I immediately ask him, is this someone's land? He doesn't really answer me, and I'm like, no, seriously, is this someone's land? Because I'm not going to get shot tonight. Because where I'm from, they're not going to ask you on their 5 acres of land what you're doing on their land. They're just going to shoot you because they don't know who you are at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Or I guess what you are. So finally he tells me it's someone's land, and I'm like, I'm not trespassing on someone's land. Like, no thanks. 3 strikes and you're out. I've walked through the woods. I have tried to conquer my fear of heights, and I'm walking in the dark. No. This is no. So finally he's like, okay, fine. Like, we'll go back to the car and I'll drive you home. As we're walking, I don't know what it was. The hair on the back of my neck suddenly stood up. I start to feel like someone is watching me. And all my girlies with anxiety like me, you know what I'm talking about. But this was different. This was different. This was like burning 2 holes in the back of my head because they're staring so hard. And it was so bad that I kept turning around and there was literally no one there. My eyes are fully adjusted at this point. There is no one there that I can see. And I start walking so close to this dude that I'm flat tiring his shoes, which means I'm like stepping on the back of his shoes every couple of steps, and he's getting super mad at me. But eventually I just grab his arm and I say, there is something in your eyes. And I made sure to whisper it because at the end of the day, if there is a living human being out there, I don't want them knowing that I feel like something is wrong. And number 2, it was really quiet out there, like deafeningly silent. And he immediately tells me, like, Elena, it's okay, like, your anxiety, it's okay. I understand that you're scared of the dark, but everything's gonna be fine. Like, there's no one else out here, there's no other cars, everything's gonna be fine. We take probably 3 steps and start to hear rustling. And immediately, this is when my breath literally is taken away. Like, I'm like, I can't breathe. And again, he's like rubbing my back and he's like, it's okay. Like, there is seriously no one else out here. You're gonna be fine. We're walking for maybe a minute. We have our flashlights out. From our right, a rock doesn't tumble out. It is thrown out into the middle of the path that we're walking. I mean, like, right in front of us. Like, someone threw it. This was a game time decision, right? Right. I left him in the woods. I ran so fast, I left him in the woods. I have never ran faster in my entire life. In all my running girlies, I ran for a minute. Sprinted for a minute. I get to his car and I'm trying the door handles and I immediately am going through all these scenarios. I'm like, what am I gonna do if if there is a person in the woods? So I'm trying the door handles. I'm going to like literally every door and all of them are locked. And all of a sudden I hear him giggling and like jogging out of the forest. And he was like, that rabbit really scared me. A rabbit? And I probably look disgusting at this point, but I legitimately lost my mind on him. I was like, since when do rabbits pick up rocks and throw them at people? Since when has that ever happened? But anyways, we get in the car, we drive off. The whole time I'm asking him, what do you think that was? What do you think that was? Do you think that was a real person? Do you think that was a ghost? What was that? And I don't think he took me very seriously at the time because he was like, whatever. Needless to say, I never talked to him ever again. And now I will elaborate on why it's so scary to me. I don't think that was paranormal by any means. Because when you experience something paranormal, it's almost like an instantaneous thought, right? You're trying to rationalize. You're trying to go through the scenarios in your head on how it is possible that that happened. This was different. I have never felt so fearful in my entire life. And let me ask you this. When you get home late at night, maybe after a night out, or when you get home from work, school, etc., what do you think you're going to see when you turn the light on in your room? Probably some decor, probably your bed, your desk, maybe a pet lives there, I don't know. But you anticipate on what you're going to see because you're prepared for what you're going to see. I'm not comparing bedrooms in the woods, but I was not anticipating someone else to be out there because there's no cars out there. There was no way for someone to get out there if they didn't get there before the sun went down, if you catch my drift. And I think there's something, at the end of the day, there is something I'm gonna slow it down.
They're very long, but they're good. And with visuals, I think you guys will really enjoy them. So let me know if you'd like to hear them. Also, DM me, like I said, or email me, and let me know if you'd like me to tell one of your stories on my channel. I could even do a Zoom call if you'd like, something. But anyways, have a good night, guys. Blessed be, so mote it be.
Bye, have a great time.
It's caught in the crossfire.